Welcome back, terrestrials, to the Quarantine Movie Reviews. In this episode, we're going to be doing 2006's Hills Have Eyes. Now, this is a remake. I know a lot of horror fans are not fans of remakes, but it came out of the Great and Powerful Pumpkin, so that's what we're doing. This movie was directed by Alexandre Aja.
Yep.
And the budget was $15 million, and it made back $70 million. So at least it recuperated its money.
Got my $20. I saw it in the theater.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
The cast is pretty much nobodies. The little girl from Hocus Pocus, not the youngest one, but the older one, is in it. And Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs is in it. There's a couple other people, but they're not super well known.
Yeah.
So the story goes, a family is heading to San Diego for vacation. They've got a tow-behind trailer, and they stop at a gas station, and a weird old gas station attendant basically tells them about a shortcut. And once they take that shortcut, their tires blow out and all hell ensues.
Yes.
So, Jerry, you talked a bunch of shit about this.
Yeah, I have to, the remake genre in the mid-2000s was just a bane of existence, where this is sacrilege, taking my beloved horror movies from the 70s and 80s and then just, putting them in a new package just to make $1.
No.
And at the time, a lot of people don't like these remakes. I understand. But I think if you shut your brain off and distance yourself from the original movie, you can actually have a good time watching the movie. Mm-hmm. You can, this isn't a remake. This is just a reimagining, or,
Sure.
If you can do that with these style of horror movies, especially horror, because rarely do you get one outside of the horror genre. Maybe Oz the Great and Powerful, which is more of like a reboot or a prequel, but these, where they really they take the name of the movie and they just kind of mold it together into their new story. It just makes a movie better if you just turn your brain off. I'll separate myself from that, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot, actually.
I think that a big thing for this one specifically was it was done really well.
Yes.
They put the proper amount of money into it. They got the proper actors for it, and it was just done well. The brutality was stepped up a notch, which all these remakes try to do. But this one just did a really good job of remaking, reimagining, however you want to put it.
Yeah. I think they also told a different story compared to the original one that dealt with more like cannibals wearing like fur suits and this was more of what we're going to call the nuclear family, where it's that good wholesome family coming into town to find a family that was literally radiated and made them nuclear.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like that story. If I never had the Hills Have Eyes title on there, and they just created a brand new idea about a family getting lost in the desert and this happened, I probably would have liked it more back then, but rewatching it, I really liked this movie. It was fun.
All right. So it starts out right away, it's brutal.
Yeah.
It starts out in the nuclear area of the New Mexico desert, and there's government officials of some sort, or government workers of some sort, checking the radioactivity of fish. And murder starts right away. I mean, within 3 minutes of this movie, you've seen 2 people murdered.
Yeah.
So, it did not wait. It did not build much of a story. The majority of the story was built in the credits, with news clippings and pictures and things like that. That sets the scene for you. You know what you're getting into. So that was nice. You didn't have to build up a big, long story. They just jumped right in.
Mm-hmm.
So, what?
What in the butt? I said what in the butt? I said what in the butt? You want to do it in my butt?
What? Well, the beats of the original movie are like they're like half pulses. They're just like This just turns it up to 11.
Yeah.
So everything is overdone. And the original, I think they almost hit a rabbit and a plane drives by, and that causes the character Bob to kind of run off the road and break his tire. The villains of the movie have a way to stop the car. It's like so many, in the original, the gas station attendant, I believe he tries to commit suicide, and this one he succeeds.
He does succeed.
You know, there are just moments, like I say, that are exactly beat for beat from the original. They just turn that shit up to 11, which, like I said, it makes it fun. It makes it fun, especially for a horror movie in this style. It just, everything that you can think of that they did in the original. The makeup, I think, really needs to be talked about a lot in this movie, too. The makeup on the villains are amazing.
Yeah, they did a really good job with this.
Yeah.
There's no CGI in this movie whatsoever.
No. Well, I think there's, like, pickups. Like, you can't just show, like a knife being stabbed. So they, like, throw in that little bit of CGI to... Like they hold the knife there, they go down with it, and then they just like patch it up with a little computer work. But
I mean,
not
maybe,
like
but yeah, there's
CGI
no
characters.
Yeah, there's no outright CGI makeup or anything like that. There's no Two-Face from The Dark Knight type CGI in this movie. It's all real makeup, real practical effects.
I think also the little girl though.
Nah, she just looked like that.
Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't CGI. I kept looking at her. I was like, But yeah, no, I think that's. I think they distorted her face in a way to make it look like one eye was lower than the other.
Gotcha.
Is there anything specifically that you want to talk about?
I think one, the atmosphere. The desert's a really cool place. Like we've had so many horror movies, like in. Like swamps and wooded area, and there's not much to shoot there. You know, it's trees.
Yeah.
But I like the desert. I like this like
The
desolate canyon. Yeah, it's not like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is in high desert or valley almost. This has that like really desolate desert when they do a good job of showing you it's cold at night there.
Yeah.
It's not just hot all the time.
Yeah.
But I like that desolation feel. That the reason the cell phones don't work is because the cell phones don't work out there. And they get around that idea.
Yeah.
The villains, I think, like talking about them, their motivation is pretty well understood. They're not just we're bad guys. We're doing bad things because we're bad guys. No, they're doing these things because they need to eat people, and they need things, and that's what the gas station attendant is there for. He is there specifically to go down that way. You need a shortcut. Go down that way. That's what he's there for, is to make sure that they go there.
And I think it's important to point out that though these people are cannibals,
they have hearts.
They don't even cook they don't even cook the meat. Like they're eating raw human. Like at least sear it with some salt and pepper or something. I don't know. The guy had a store. They could have went there and got some ingredients. That's all I'm saying.
Nice coleslaw.
Right, exactly. Something. But I think it's important to point out that they are also eating animals.
Yeah.
The dogs get eaten, or one of the dogs get eaten. You see other animals that have been eaten. So they are doing this out of survival purposes.
Yes.
It's not just out of, vengeance or anger or just being crazy in general.
Yeah, where like in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they eat people because like it tastes good.
Yeah, they like their chili with human meat.
Yeah, but there is more of a yearn. This is what we can eat.
Right.
There's nothing out here. So whenever dinner's around, supper's served. Even though there is a couple parts where they go into, I don't know, Mutant Town.
Yeah.
Where like they put the one guy into a freezer filled with body parts, and it's like, where the hell did all those body parts come from? Okay, never mind. My brain just realized from the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not only the beginning, but also there's that crater with all the cars and stuff.
Yeah.
That he stumbled upon.
They've
been doing that for years and years.
Yeah.
They steer directly away from incest, which I think was smart. Because typically that when you see those type of disfigurements and stuff, it's from an incestuous family. So they steered away from that. That was smart. They blamed it on nuclear fallout.
What didn't you like? What was just
okay? So the things that I did
a grind to get through.
Okay, so the things that I did not like. The biggest thing for me was, as a father, I don't want to see a baby in trouble. I don't want to see a kid in danger. I don't want to have to think about a kid being eaten. I know it's just a movie. Whatever. I'm still sensitive to it. Mm-hmm. So that was hard for me to get through. There was a few scenes where I was like, am I going to turn this shit off? I stopped watching The Walking Dead for that exact reason. But that was really hard for me to get through. Let's see. There was something else. Yeah.
No. Well.
What do you got? Was there anything that really bothered you?
Yes. This is supposed to be family versus family.
Okay.
We get a very clear moment with the victim family. Mm-hmm. We see them all together. We see them, deal with problems together. And when they're picked off, there are like clear moments of family. Mm-hmm. However, the villains in the movie, who are supposed to still be a family, you never see them all together at once. Mm-hmm. You never get it. It's just like, I'm a monster too. Yeah. I'm a monster. Greg Nicotero is like, hey, can I be in this movie for like 5 seconds? They're like, yeah, sure. Put something cool on, and we'll get lead actor to smash your brains in. There's never that moment like in the original where they are all sitting around together, And I really wish they would have put that in there, because there are a lot of great, like, visuals. Even if it's, like, 2/3 of them, They don't show all of them, but they just show more. Other than that, the Papa Jupiter character, who we see for 2 scenes at the end, and never once does he feel like an overall threat in the movie. There's 2 characters that feel like a threat. That would be the character of Pluto and the character of Lizard.
Yeah.
Those are threatening.
Yeah.
The Papa Jupiter, the leader of the group, he's supposed to be the main threat. Mm-hmm. But we get just like a clip, like kind of like a pay homage back to the original kind of deal. That's the only gripes I have. Like I said, I had fun watching this movie, so there's not very many gripes.
Let's see, what else? That axe flip was pretty badass.
Yeah.
That axe looked like it was for some shit. Like, it looked heavier than a normal axe. It just looked meaty. And it had a pickaxe on one side and just a giant blade on the other.
It's a paxel.
He flips it and hits that guy. And
yeah, they're like the production design, A+ for the production design. I believe it's Greg Nicotero's company that did it. They know how to make things look, heavy when they're not heavy. Make things look old when they're not old. They just did a really good job. Even that town, whoever built that town, that nuclear fallout classic town. Really great. Looked dusty, You know, that kind where you can't talk very much because dust get in your mouth and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
I feel like they could have built all that stuff brand new and just left it for a month and came back, and that's the way it looked.
Man, that's maybe what they did. So
one thing that kind of struck me as odd is, what's the guy's name? What's Daniel? Danny?
Doug. Doug is the main.
Doug is the guy with the glasses?
Yes.
Okay. Doug, when he splits off in the beginning and is wandering for like a gas station and or help,
he goes to
he
the
stumbles across this crater with probably 15 cars in it, vans, jet skis, a doom buggy, and you know, all these vehicles, some of them are older. I think it's to show like the span of time that they've been doing this. No. That's not odd to you? That's not something you come back and talk about? Like, I mean, he mentions it, but he mentions it like, look how cool it is. That's kind of weird that all this crap is still there. And like the people's teddy bears, like the teddy bear still in the car. Like, these aren't like, we're sending it to the junkyard, we stripped it.
Yeah.
This is, everything valuable was taken out of it, and here it sits with everything else in it.
Yeah.
I thought that was a little odd. And then especially after stumbling on that, then the town, like, you're kind of like,
I think that's the thing with turning it up to 11. It's mentioned in the first movie that, you know, the character Doug had wandered and he found a junkyard. And he just says it like, look at all this awesome stuff I found. I found a junkyard. That's all they say.
Yeah.
But in this one, because they had to turn it to 11, they had to show the junkyard, and then that makes the, well, why doesn't he check a car? You know, if those are old enough cars, they might be able to be hot wired.
That doom buggy was brand new.
Yeah.
He could have hopped in that and started it and drove off. Like, yeah. I mean, that thing looked like they had pulled it off a truck and put it in there and then put it back in the store for sale. Like, it was brand new.
Yeah, basically in the sense of, well, it kills our story off, so pay no attention to that man behind the curtain. In the general sense. So yeah, that's the give take of turning things to 11. They're awesome, but at the same time, you're going to find little like gaps in the story. Well, why doesn't they just do that? You know?
Well, yeah, I mean, there was very few gaps.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to give a shout out to all of the actors in this movie.
Yeah.
They were all great. Especially the not nuclear family. They did a great job of acting traumatized, acting terrified. All their reactions were very realistic. I imagine. I don't know. But did you watch through to the end of the credits?
I didn't watch like other after credits.
There's no video after credits, but the last thing that the credits say is the beginning videos of the bombs going off and stuff were from Los Alamos National Laboratories and National Nuclear Security Administration in the Nevada site. So those were real videos of bombs. And all those birth defects were also real from Agent Orange collateral videos and pictures. So all that stuff you see in the beginning is very real, which I didn't know. I thought it was all made up shit.
Like, do you know the story of Hills Have Eyes, like the Shawnee Bean family that he wrote about? Yeah. Do you know what else it also deals with? It deals with, it's called, I think, Gone, Arizona. That in 1950 there was a town in Arizona that, you know, paid taxes, was on the census, blah blah blah, and then later, like 10 years later, when the census got redone, like in 69 or something like that, the town was gone. And people speculate that this town, which had, you know, quite a few people in it, got mishit by a nuclear bomb. That they put a 0 where a 3 should have been, and all of a sudden a nuclear bomb hit this town, and it's called, people write about, called Gone Alaska. I mean, Gone Arizona.
Gone Alaska.
Yeah, Gone Alaska. Gone Arizona. Or
Raising Arizona. Yeah. Or something like that. All right, well, do you have anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think we're good. I think we covered it. I would go see it. I highly recommend it. We could only find it on Amazon Prime. for $3.99,
Yeah,
I believe.
yeah.
They have the edited version and the unedited version. Please, if you're out there, please tell me what the difference is, because I watched both and I could not tell the difference.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe it's just a little bit of like more closer scenes or longer scenes of violence or more blood, but
Yeah.
I couldn't tell the difference in the story.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well, how many how many stars you giving it?
I'm gonna go I'm gonna stick down the middle on this one. I don't want to go either way. So 3. I'm gonna say 3. It's good. It's good enough. So
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 3 as well.
yeah.
3 stars. 3 stars.
All right. On to the pumpkin.
Yeah. You wanna?
Is it my turn, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been looking forward to this. I know it's my turn. This one feels right.
Yeah, we're good.
Please be good. Please don't be showgirls. If you just emptied this and had only showgirls, in
Yeah,
it.
I was thinking about doing something.
Scream.
The
The original Scream. I just watched this.
Good.
That's fucking awesome.
Let's do a video now and stuff. I don't like this movie though.
Yep, he's gonna have to eat his words again.
Nope.
Really, you don't like Scream?
I like it. I enjoy it. But you know what really upsets me in movies?